Bangkok, Oriental setting, but the city don't know what the city is getting. The creme de la creme of the chess world, in a show with everything in but Neil Bretta. Time flies, doesn't seem a minute since the Tyrolean Spa had the chess boys in it. All changed, but don't you know when you play this level, it's no ordinary venue. It's not Iceland, or the Philippines, or Hastings, or even this place. One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster. The bars are temples, but the pearls ain't free. You'll find a god in every golden oyster, and if you're lucky, then the god's a she. I can feel an angel walking up to me. One town's a little like another when your head's hanging over your pieces, brother. What do you mean you see one stinking, crowded, polluted town? Get tired, you're talking to a tourist whose every move is among the purest. I get my kicks above the waistline. Sunshine. One night in Bangkok and the hard man humble. The fingers very ecstasy. One night in Bangkok and the tough guys tumble. Can't be too careful with your company. I can feel an angel walking next to me. Siam's gonna be the witness of the ultimate test of cerebral fitness. This grips me more than well an old muddy river or reclining butter. But thank God I'm only watching the game, controlling it. I don't see you guys rating the kind of man I'm contemplating. I'd let you watch, I would invite you, but the Queen's views would not excite you. So you better go back to your bars, your temples, your massage parlors. One night in Bangkok and the world's your oyster. Bars are temples, but the pills ain't free. You'll find a god in every golden oyster, and it's a little mystery. I can feel an angel walking next to me. One night in Bangkok and the darkness rumble, and the rain is bearing ecstasy. One night in Bangkok and the tough guys tumble. Can't be too careful with your company. I can feel an angel walking next to me. This is Frederick Trumper on behalf of International Global Television. The all-Russian struggle for world supremacy, it's on its way here in Bangkok, Thailand. But it's also a titanic battle between East and West. The game's a 2-1. Sergieski played like a man inspired. Vingard played like a man petrified, awestruck.
But why is he really here? A whole year of silence, and suddenly here he is.
He's working for Global for a lot of money.
So that's all it is then. He has no desire to see you anymore.
Who cares what he's up to? You're not playing him.
Oh no, I've the feeling I am. Why is he here?
Don't talk yourself out of form. Vegan's the one you have to
And
beat.
he's a fine player.
Predictable. He's a machine.
A very fine machine.
So are you. So are we. But there is one other thing.
What?
I I gather Svetlana is hoping to come out here.
My wife, come to Bangkok.
You must know about it. It's been in the papers, they may let her out.
This has to be Molokov, right up his street.
So now you've got one more opponent to beat. Surely you knew.
I did not.
Well, this is a problem we knew we'd be facing soon.
But not now. Not now.
This is an all too familiar scene.
Life imperceptibly coming between
Those whose love is as strong as it could or should be.
Nothing has altered.
Yet everything's changed.
No one stands still.
Still I love you completely and hope I always will. Each day we get through means one less mistake left for the making.
And there's no return as we slowly learn of the chance we're taking.
I'd give the world to stay just as we are. It's better by far not to be too wise, not to realize where there's truth there will be lies. You and I, we've seen it all, been down this road before, but we go on believing. You and I, we've seen it all, chasing our heart's desire. Yet I'm even more certain this time it will be my happy ending.
Thank you. The car to take me to the studio has arrived. You know the interview I promised Walter?
Fine. Ask Walter what he knows. Maybe they fixed the result of the match already. We can go home now if you're going to lose.
Comrades, why are you looking so worried? We are not dealing with the traitor Sergeyevsky now. Comrade Vigand is a disciplined Soviet chess-playing machine. Just in case you feel a trace of doubt or even nervous tension, let me draw the latest score to your attention. Not the score the witless score of commentators are debating. Come admit who gives a shit for ELO rating. No, I prefer, and I'm sure you concur, to see who's ahead psychologically. For example, we have on tap an inscrutable chap whose thoughts never stray from the state of the play. Whereas it's so difficult to concentrate if you have left your native country for a woman who has plans of her own. It's not easy for a chap to excel, feeling guilty as hell, having left his wife to face the music alone. But even worse, imagine if his ladies met, well then I'll bet The atmosphere out here would be a little strained, as he explained. How could he do what he's done to those two most wonderful girls? Yes, I love you both. Starting from scratch, they'll torpedo his match. His horsepower dead on the board and in bed. Bit by bit, the pieces fit. The Soviet machine advances. Not one move that won't improve our nation's chances. We predict a stunning victory, both on the board and off it. This will show that traitor no one raps with profit. Oh, we're gonna smash that bastard. Make him wanna change his name. Take him to the cleaners and devastate him. Wipe him out, humiliate him. We don't want the whole world saying we can't even win a game. We have never reckoned on coming second. There's no use in losing. Bit by bit, the pieces fit. The Soviet machine advances. Not one move that won't improve our nation's chances. Hi! No, I prefer, and I'm sure you concur, to see who's ahead psychologically. For example, we have on tap an inscrutable chap whose thoughts never stray from the state of the play. Bit by bit, the pieces fit. The Soviet machine advances. Not one move that won't improve our nation's chances. Hey, we predict a stunning victory, both on the board and off it. This will show that traitor no one rats with profit. Ah, 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 ah. From Moscow to the Bering Straits, citizens will hail our victory. In Arctic circles, frozen states will join with warmer climes in revelry. And I can say of this affair, I was there, did my share, played my part, and Russians all will be aware. I was there from the start. Mr. de Courcy, good news. We are going to be able to help each other. Yes, heartwarming international cooperation. I have proof that Florence Vassi's father is alive. You're going to be able to stage a great human rights victory, and all we want is a tiny triumph on the chessboard. It's on its way to you now. What's that? Thank you, Walter. Goodbye.
Remember last night I was saying the interview shouldn't be vicious. Well, times have moved on, so forget what I told you. You have my permission, no order to go for the jugular, just as you want it.
Fine by me, but why the change?
It seems to me on reflection, we don't need a pander to Russians. He may have defected, he may be the good guy, but face it, he's yesterday's issue. Here are some questions, go for him. Whatever, and I mean whatever they say or do, make sure you stay on the Russian. Don't let your cameras off him for a moment. And get the Svetlana video lined up too. Is this the tide in my affairs? When I make a little history, or just an interview whose wares will flood the screens with triviality. Ah, Anatoly, if I may, Let me say right away you'll be thrilled, because the other seat is filled by a long-standing friend of yours. Tonight's final item is a fascinating confrontation in connection with the World Chess Championship. The former world champion talks to the man who took his title 1 year ago in Merano, Italy, and who is defending that title right now, here in Bangkok.
Here we are face to face once again. By any standards of bizarre reunion,
Is being homeless affecting your game?
I wouldn't know since I've a home in England.
No, by a home I mean real home, the place of your family.
England is my real home.
What are your latest political claims?
What are you saying?
Our anti-Russian crusade hasn't worked.
I'm no crusader.
What is your true motivation? That's something we'd all like to know.
And you know damn well what my motivation is.
Here we see a man under great pressure. Two fight, yet he could not look fresher. Chess and politics, I take my hat off to any champion who can pull that off. I hear your second controls everything.
Chess is a passion,
But her obsession is east versus west.
chess is a passion.
I know a little about her, and she's got her own axe to grind.
That's not true.
But you can see me cause your wife's not here.
I don't discuss my private life in public.
What would you give to have her right by your side?
I think I've had enough of this discussion.
Well, we've a little surprise. We got your wife on the video. Roll the video. Let her come to you and give you her version. How married life has been since your desertion. Hey, come back, my friend. We're only showing all movies, nothing more. Where are you going?
A wonderful interview.
Long ago, in someone else's story, someone with my name who looked a lot like me came to know a man who made a promise he only had to say, and that's where she would be. Lately, although the feelings run just as deep, the promise she made has grown impossible to keep. And yet, I wish it wasn't so. Will he miss me if I go? In a way, it's someone else's story. I don't see myself as taking part at all. Yesterday, a girl that I was fond of finally could see the writing on the wall. Sadly, she realized she'd left him behind. And sadder than that, she knew he wouldn't even mind. And now, there's nothing left to say. Would he listen if I stayed? It's all very well to say, you fool, it's now or never. I could be choosing no choices whatsoever. I could be in someone else's story, someone else's life, and he could be in mine. I don't see a reason to be lonely. I'll just take my chances further down the line. And if that girl I knew should ask my advice, oh, I wouldn't hesitate. She needn't ask me twice. Go now. I tell her that for free. The trouble is the girl is me. The story is the girl is me. Isn't it strange the complications people attach to situations, almost as if they want to miss the wood for the trees? Nothing will change my basic feeling when they've done all their wheeler dealing. Those in the strongest situations do as they please. You might see all kinds of human emotion here, passion and pain, love and hate. I see nothing other than a simple board game. At the Dusatari Hotel, Bangkok, Alexander Molokov makes his first move.
You need to talk to Anatoly, my dear. Tell him he has to lose. You can have the life you want and anywhere you want it. But if he wins, you're not going anywhere. Of you, not narcissistic dreams of glory. How many times does he want to be world champion anyway?
2 days later, the wife makes her move. How many times do you want to be champion anyway? Come home, Anatoly. Who needs a dream? Who needs ambition?
Now their obsessions, hopes became needs, lovers' possessions.
Now you're where you want to be and who you want to be and doing what you always said you would, and yet you feel you haven't won it all. You're running for your life and never looking back in case there's someone right behind you. Walter de Courcy makes his gambit perfectly clear.
Your father is alive.
My father, alive?
Alive in Russia. 30 years in prison.
And you think I would believe you?
The evidence is conclusive, and Anatoly will believe me. Now you get Anatoly to lose a vignette, and Molokov assures we can get your father out, and not only him. have some people to recover. I know that you would simply love a chance to make sure your father's name is high on our list. We want him back, which is to say a gesture is needed from your player. We wouldn't mind if he got beat, and in fact we insist.
There must be a lie you wouldn't tell me, a limit to your devious ambition. But what it could be, I can't imagine. Is there no one here who's not a politician? There's no deal. When I was young, I learned that memories shouldn't be built to last. Luxury such as father, mother, jettisoned in the past. How can a half-remembered figure from a past so remote that it's hardly real alter the way I feel? Pity the child who 35 years on finds her confidence gone.
While in subterranean marble surroundings, two of the most important players make a mid-game assessment.
You should have seen how she reacted. I couldn't leave till she'd extracted promises she would see her father. Simple, I said. Told her the way she could achieve this, even though you might not believe this. She said I was not to worry, go right ahead.
You don't know her well, she could have fooled you. She could, despite herself, try to resist us.
Yes, maybe I'm wrong, but to be certain, there are others we can call in to assist us.
And who better than the dethroned king?
Now remember, Freddie, who's paying for you to be here in Bangkok? Now the Chess Federation. Now we got a deal to get some people out, including Florence's father, provided Anatoly loses. So, convince him.
Communist, Democrat, an intriguing collusion, fair exchange, tit for tat, current ship in confusion, and the appeal, partner, of this deal, partner, is we both stand to win, you and I, the lady, also just be smart, partner, don't break her heart, partner, show her now that your love is as pure as snow in Moscow.
Who put you up to this? There's no deal.
So Frederick makes a desperate final play for the woman he hasn't seen for a year.
Woman who I should never have let walk out. There's no hitch that we two cannot tangle or talk about. And the appeal, partner, of this deal, partner, is we both stand to win. We'll bring back the golden era. Stick with me, honey, leave him be, honey. We don't know what they planned long ago for you in Moscow.
Can't you see? We've moved on. Freddie, chess has nothing to do with this. Chess isn't life.
I've changed, I've grown. Anatoly won't throw any match for you, Florence. I'm telling you the truth.
Who would ever think it's such a squalid little ending? Watching him descending just as far as he can go. I'm learning things I didn't want to know.
Let us spill out his hate till he knows he's deserted. There's no point wasting time preaching to the perverted.
Who would ever guess that no one makes the moves intended till the game is ended? Then they say, I told you so. I'm learning things I didn't want to know.
It can all be different now, Florence. I love you.
Everybody's playing the game, but nobody's rules are the same. Nobody's on nobody's side. Everybody's playing the game, but nobody's rules are the same. Nobody's on nobody's side.
When I was 9, I learned survival, taught myself not to care. I was my single good companion, taking my comfort there. Up in my room, I planned my conquests on my own, never asked for a helping hand. No one would understand. I never asked the pair who fought below, just in case they said no. Pity the child who has ambition, knows what he wants to do, knows that he'll never fit the system that others expect him to. Pity the child who knew his parents, saw the faults, saw the love die before his eyes. Pity the child that wise. He never asked, did I cause your distress? Just in case they said yes. When I was 12, my father moved out, left with a whimper, not with a shout. I didn't miss him, he made it perfectly clear that I was a fool and probably queer. Fool that I was, I thought this would bring those that he left closer together. Well, she made a move the moment he crawled away. I was the last the woman told. She never let her bed get cold. Someone moved in, I shut my door. Someone to treat her just the same way as before. I took the road of least resistance. I had my games to play. I had the skill in all the hunger, easy to get away. Pity instead the careless mother, what she loved, what she lost when she let me go. I wonder, does she know? I never called to tell her all I've done. I was only her son. Pity the child, but not forever, not if he stays that way. He can get all he's ever wanted if he's prepared to pay. Pity instead the careless mother, what she lost, what she loved when she let me go. I wonder, does she know? I wouldn't call a crazy thing to do, just in case she said,
too much for far too long. Looking back, I could have played it differently. Want a few more moments, who can tell? But it took time to understand the man. Now at least I know him well. Wasn't it good? Oh, so good. Wasn't he fine? Oh, so fine. Isn't it madness? He can't be mine. But in the end, he needs a little bit more than me. More security.
He needs his fantasy and freedom.
I know him so well.
No, your life is with you constantly. No one is completely on your side. And though I'd move my world to be with him, still the gap between us is too wide.
Looking back,
I could have played it
some other way.
Learned about the man before I fell.
I was just a little careless.
But I was never
Maybe
so much
I was
younger
so much
then.
younger then.
Now at least
I know him well.
And wasn't it good?
Oh, so good.
And wasn't he fine?
Oh, so fine.
Isn't it madness?
He won't be mine.
Didn't I know
How it would go if I knew from the start. Why am I falling apart?
Wasn't he fine?
Isn't it madness? He won't be mine. But in the end, he needs a little bit more than me. More security.
He needs his fantasy and freedom.
I know him so well.
It took time to understand him.
I know him so
I wanted most to avoid. And what on earth are we doing? I could be better employed. No, just hear me out. I think I can help. If it's about Florence, I'm warning you, no. It's not about her, your wife or your kids,
or money, or Walter, or Monaco.
What the hell is it?
I wanna talk chess. Chess. Something I've noticed in Vingard. It's his King's Indian defense. One of the lines he's been trying. It doesn't completely make sense.
I don't understand.
I told you he's king.
No, I don't understand why you're helping me.
Because I love chess. Does anyone else? Jeez. Sometimes I think I'm the only one. How can you let mediocrity win?
Okay, Freddie, I believe you. Show me.
You know, of all my dealings with Florence, never once did I make a good move.
Me too. Freddie, if I win, it'll be bad for her father. But I can't lose for the wrong reasons.
How can you let mediocrity win?
2 weeks ago, I gave you a limit of 6 more games to end this sequence of draws. 5 of these have now passed. If today's game does not produce a decision, the match is void.
All the eyes of the chess world and many outside it turn towards Bangkok, Thailand today, where the final match of this gripping encounter had been launched with ceremonial splendor, and all the talk is of the world champion who seems certain to lose his title here today.
1866. Billy Einstein is 1894. Emanuela.
How straightforward the game when one has trust in one's player,
21. Jose Capablanca.
and how great the relief working for one who believes in loyalty, heritage, true to his kind, come what may.
1927. Alex Alec.
Though it gives me no joy, adding to your satisfaction,
28. Mikhail Bogdan.
you can safely assume your late unlamented employee knows if he wins, then the only thing that is the chess.
1957. Hassan Smith.
It's the weak who accept
1962.
laundry untruths about freedom.
Take back control.
prostituting themselves, chasing a spurious starlight, trinkets in airports sufficient to lead them astray.
Does the player exist in any human endeavor? Who's been known to resist sirens of fame and possessions? They will destroy you, not rivals, not age, not success.
Budapest is rising, 1956. Budapest is fighting, 1956. Budapest is falling, 1956. Budapest is rising.
They all think they see a man who doesn't know which move to make, which way to go, whose private life caused his decline, wrecked his grand design. Some are winners, some are fools, and others blind to see in me one of their kind. Anyone can be a husband lover sooner than me, when they discover their domestic bliss is shelter for their failings. Nothing could be worse than self-denial, having to rehearse the endless trial of a partner's rather sad demands prevailing.
Too much of self-caring about a minor sporting triumph sharing. You'll win with esoterics, paranoid hysterics who don't pay attention to what goes on around them. They leave the ones they love the way they found them. A normal person must dismiss you in disgust and weep for those who trusted you.
Nothing you have said is revelation. Take my blues as read, my consolation, finding out at last my one true obligation.
Since you seem to have shut out the world at large, and maybe I should cut out my tiny inessential world inconsequential in the kinds of games you're playing. How do you do it? I tried to be that cynical but blew it. I only changed your life. You left your home, your wife. I'm not surprised I slipped your mind.
Nothing you have said is revelation. Take my blues as read, my consolation, finding out at last my one true obligation.
Listen to them shout. They saw you do it in their minds, no doubt. That you've been through it, suffered for your wrong, but in the end a winner. We have never heard such an ovation. Who could not be stirred? Such dedication, skill, and guts, a model for a young brigade.
my success.
Well, I won't call it you, 'cause I got to your parts and to your talk.
Every poison word shows that you never understood.
Liar!
Never,
Liar!
never,
Liar!
never,
Liar!
never, never. Nothing you have said is revelation. Take my blues as read, my consolation.
Finding out that I'm my only obligation.
Is that owning my life? Who does not claim my right to steal, my work, my name, my success, my fame, and my freedom?
Anatoly Sergeyevsky is the winner.
So you've done it. You're still the champion.
I had to win. If I'd lost to Molokov, I'd be the same as Molokov. I had to win to be free.
Free for what?
Free to decide what we're going to do.
No. Anatoly, you're not free. Neither am I. You have to go back to your wife and your family.
Your father.
This is an all too familiar scene.
Life imperceptibly coming between
Those whose love is as strong as it could or should be. I'd give the world to stay just as we are. It's better by far not to be too wise as we realize there was truth and there were lies.
knowing I want you, knowing I love you. I can't explain why I remain careless about you.
I've been a fool to allow dreams to become great expectations.
How can I love you so much, yet make no move? I pray the days and nights in their endless, weary procession soon overwhelm my sad obsession. You and I, we've seen it all, chasing our heart's desire, but we go on pretending. Stories like ours have happy endings. You could not give me more than you gave me. Why should there be some part of me still discontented?
I won't look back anymore, and if I do, just for a moment,
I'll soon be happy to say I knew you when. But if you hear today,
I'm no longer quite so devoted to this affair. I've been misquoted. You and I, we've seen it all, chasing our heart's desires, but we go on pretending.
stories like ours have happy
Swin the Endar, Hero One. Brilliantly. Surprise us all. Played as well as he ever did.
It's no surprise.
Well, this is. He's just announced he's going back to the Soviet Union. Seems he can't win without the added thrill of changing sides. Don't you have a single word to say?
No. No, you wouldn't listen anyhow. And what I'm feeling now has no easy explanation. Hasn't this been a great achievement? Losing your man and nothing in return.
Now, my man, your man. Anyway, Anatoly's return to the Soviet bosom was a very decent gesture, if I may say so. He's virtually guaranteed us. You, your father. He must have done it for you. He wouldn't have done it for me. Don't be so quick to put us down. We'll get your father out soon, if he's still alive.
What? What did you just say?
Well, we couldn't be sure he was alive, just as you couldn't be sure he was dead. So you're no worse off. It's only a game. You'll be back next year.
No. I've spent my whole life playing games. Playing games. Using our lives for nothing. How to survive them? Where will I start? Let man's petty nations tear themselves apart. My land's only borders lie out.
compose myself, I promise. Right, we just want to say a few thank yous to everyone who's worked so hard on this show. Adam, our lovely multimedia man in the corner. Lloyd and Alex, who've done all the tech and the mics and the lights and everything. Sharon, wherever she is, doing a wonderful choreography, who even carried on after she fell through the stage on the second night. And of course, we can't forget our wonderful, wonderful teachers who all of this wouldn't have been possible without. Matt, because we love you, that's it really. And obviously, a massive, massive thank you has to go to our lovely Laura, who we've thrown right in at the deep end. And just to be dead stocky, obviously a lot of us are leaving this year, and this was our final show. So we just want to say thank you to everyone in the cast, and we're going to miss you all. Matt, do you want to come and say something? I can't stop. Oh.
Right, here we go. Well, it's our 5th year. Now, 5 years ago, we were asked to set up a Centre of Excellence, and since then, we've done the most extraordinary things. And, you know, we started the week... Sorry, that was a surprise. We started the week with the wonderful dance performance of CofE, which is very much the centre of our Centre of Excellence. And we ended the week with this extraordinary performance of chess. You know, 5 years ago, we were asked if we would just set up an extracurricular Centre of Excellence that would enable the kids to just do something in maths and science, something in humanities, something, of course, in performing arts, something in PE, where they could actually perform, sing, and be part of a bit of a family. Okay, and you know, we've got the lads up there, some of whom left a few years ago. We've got the girls who haven't stopped crying since Murano. And then she was a bit poorly during I Know Him So Well. I mean, the emotion is high. And of course, we've got this extraordinary college. And I know that you would like to celebrate with us. I don't know how many pieces we can cut this into. But yesterday, a parent presented us with this. Look at that. Rebecca Angel's mum gave us this, everyone. And then on the banner, it says Cronton Sixth Form College Performing Arts Department. And you know, this is a wonderful place to be. And I'm going to end with this. You won't have heard it before. But, you know, many, many people throughout your life talk about the youth of today in a derogatory manner. Well, I can tell you right here, right now, this is the youth of today! Okay, let's cut the cake. Okay, thank you very much. Safe journey. Bye-bye.
Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality.